What is the difference between a tarot reader and a psychic reader? Let's talk about it. If you would like your own personal, private, confidential, accurate tarot reading or psychic reading, please contact me for your own personal, private, confidential, psychic tarot reading at lamartownsendtarot.com. Or if you would like your own birth chart reading, okay? If you have any questions, check out the FAQ section as well as the personal ethics section on my website, lamartownsendtarot.com, okay? Also, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the notification button and like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. The links will be down below in the description box, alright? So, what is the difference between a tarot reader and a psychic reader? Well, there is a key difference, alright? A tarot reader is someone who uses tarot, uses the form of divination. Tarot is a form of divination that can be used to predict future events or can be used to kind of figure out what is going on with a particular situation. Now, of course, there are rules to tarot. There's a structure to tarot. There's a way you're supposed to read the cards, right? Traditionally. So that's how a tarot reader does. A tarot reader reads tarot cards traditionally as a form of divination, as a form to predict the future, as a form to predict future events, as a way to kind of guide people, or you know what I'm saying. But a psychic reader doesn't necessarily need tarot cards to predict your future, right? The psychic reader has intuition, all right? And not saying that the tarot reader does or does not have intuition. You don't need, that's the thing about tarot, is you don't need intuition to do tarot. You just need a knowledge of how the cards work. You need a knowledge of what the cards mean, the meaning of the cards. And from there, you can kind of teach yourself, right? You don't really need intuition. You just need kind of to be smart, right? You need to be able to see patterns and, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But intuition is, we all have it, by the way, but some of us are more in tune with it and are more skillful with it than others, all right? And that's what a psychic is. A psychic is someone who has strong and skillful intuition, all right? They know how to work their intuition, and they know themselves. They know their intuition, because in order to know your intuition and to be in touch with your intuition, you have to know yourself. So what is the definition of intuition, okay? Well, the dictionary definition, according to dictionary.com, of intuition is direct perception of truth or fact, independent of any reasoning process, immediate apprehension. A fact, a truth perceived in this way. I'm sorry, I'm like a little bit congested. Seems like a lot of people are congested around this time of the year. That's interesting. A keen and quick insight. The quality or ability of having such direct perception or quick insight. So basically, intuition is quick insight, quick, a quick sense of knowing things, right? But then, there are layers to this. So, psychics are said to also have like a kind of sixth sense. By the way, we all have sixth sense. But with a psychic, the sixth sense has different layers. So there's a thing called clairvoyance, right? Clairvoyance is the ability to perceive future events beyond normal sensory contact. And then there's a thing called clairaudient. And these are just some examples, which means the ability to hear things or perceive sounds or words from the spirit world. And then there's such a thing as being an empath, an empathic person. That's when you can read other people's energies, right? So a psychic is basically someone who's an empath, or someone who's a clairvoyant, and or someone who's a clairaudient, and or someone who is intuitive. A psychic is someone who's hypersensitive to the energies around them and the frequencies around them and whatever is going on around them. A psychic is super sensitive to energies. All right. And energy goes beyond the eye. Energy goes beyond what we can see. Energy sometimes goes beyond what we can feel. Right. energy transcends time. Energy transcends, all barriers, right? So that's kind of what a psychic is tapping into. It's the energy of a situation, the energy, the essence of a being, of a situation. That's what a psychic does. Now, a psychic can use tarot cards as kind of a backup, as kind of a guide, as kind of a tool to help make that process of predicting the future, or kind of filtering out, certain situations smoother, to make it more sensible, to make it more comprehensible to someone who's being read, right? Or to make it more tangible, right? That's another thing that's tangible, because we as humans, we need tangible things, right? So tarot cards are a kind of tangible way for a psychic, or a clairvoyant, clairaudient, intuitive, same thing really, ESP, right? To It's a tangible way for them to kind of get their point across, to communicate with the spirit world in a more tangible way. Now, once again, a psychic does not need to use tarot cards if they don't want to. A psychic doesn't need tarot cards to predict your future, okay? That's the difference between a tarot card reader and a psychic, alright? A psychic reader. A psychic reader doesn't necessarily need cards. A lot of times, this is how you'll know whether or not your tarot reader is a psychic reader or just a regular tarot reader. A tarot reader interprets the cards literally. This is the sun. It deals with elimination. It deals with a baby. You may have elimination in your life. You may have a baby coming into your life. This is the, eight of swords. You could, be feeling restricted. You could be dealing with, a lot of air energy. The air signs are the swords. You could be dealing with 8 people. Like, that's how, what I'm saying. Tarot readers just kind of read the cards literally. Now, a psychic reader will kind of be like, all right, the 8 of Swords. It's interesting, yeah. The 8 of Swords deals with feeling restricted, feeling so and so. But the water in this picture, the water in the 8 of Swords says to me, it relates to this context and this reading. That there's something murky going on, that there's some emotion that needs to be dealt with, or something. That's what a psychic sees deeper. A psychic sees beyond the literal meaning of the cards, and sees the intuitive meaning of the cards, okay? That's what a psychic does. Once again, a psychic doesn't need cards to be able to do that, though. A psychic can read your energy regardless of whether or not they have cards in front of them. That's the difference between a tarot reader and a psychic, okay? The difference between a tarot reader and a psychic is that the tarot reader needs the cards to read you, or the tarot reader needs the cards to predict your future. The psychic reader does not, alright? The psychic reader can choose to use cards, though, if they want, alright? It is, of course, up to each individual reader, alright? I am a psychic tarot reader. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, intuitive, naturally, of course, psychic tarot reader. So I'm very, very hypersensitive, very, very hypersensitive to the energies around me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't always need the cards. But when I do use the cards, I always see deeper meanings. I always see beyond the literal meanings. I always try to, because I know that you shouldn't take the cards literally when you read for people, right? Because each person, each situation has its own nuances that, as a tarot reader, sometimes you can miss. As a psychic, you won't miss those nuances. You'll catch those nuances, okay? So these are the differences between a psychic reader and a tarot reader, alright? I personally prefer to get readings from psychic readers, intuitives, like myself, okay? Like, people who can read beyond the literal meanings of the cards. People who don't need cards to even read. Like, I love those kind of people, right? Those are my people. Alright, so thank you for listening and watching. I hope this gave you some clarity and insight, okay? If you would like, once again, to purchase a confidential, private, accurate tarot reading for me, psychic tarot reading for me, please contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com, or an astrology birth chart reading, okay? I also do read astrology birth charts, okay, natal charts. So if you would love a reading from me, please contact me once again at lamartownsendtarot.com or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Okay, if you have any questions, check out the FAQ and the FAQ section and the personal ethics section, okay, on my website, all right, lamartownsendtarot.com. All right, and if you have any questions, just email me. All right, thank you guys so much. I hope this kind of answered some questions that you may have about tarot readers and psychics. All right, and if you have any more questions, of course, comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thank you. See you soon. See you in the next video. And I can't wait to hear from you for your own private reading.